This is Celeste, and I believe this is day 12 of my journey to lose 100 pounds before my 30th birthday of February 25th, 2011. I did my weigh-in yesterday at 299. I only do weigh-ins, or I'm supposed to officially only do weigh-ins on Mondays, but I did weigh myself this morning and I saw myself at 297, so I'm pretty excited. That means I've almost had a 10-pound weight loss since the beginning of the year. And anyway, I I know I've repeated a lot of the topics, but I guess I can discuss some other things. One thing is I haven't discussed yet why I'm overweight. Uh, One thing as we go through this journey of losing weight together, you will all discover that you might uncover certain emotions and you might go through certain kinds of pain or feelings that are part of why you put on the weight. Because I believe, and this is only my personal beliefs, but I believe that with every pound of weight that we put on, it also carries an emotion with it, literally. And when you burn that emotion or burn that fat, you're literally burning the emotion away and you have to let go. Otherwise, you're going to get that weight right back. That's part of the process. So you have to be able to be willing to go through the emotional aspect as well as the physical aspect of losing weight, especially for those of us who are in the morbidly obese category. Most of us would not be in the morbidly obese category if it weren't for, of course, several factors outside of emotional reasons, but mostly you're feeding yourself for one reason or another, and that you would not take care of yourself the way that you should because at some point you didn't care about yourself, or you were feeding another aspect of yourself but not the healthy part of you. Anyway, my weight, as many of you who know me or know my story know, is that I've been overweight since I was in grade school. I was always the biggest girl. I was picked on. I was harassed. I had a lot of issues regarding my weight. I began putting on weight as soon as I was a toddler. I was always bigger than I should have been as a child. And by the time I hit junior high, I was already on the edge of the 200s. And by the time I was in high school, I was in the 200 region. I remember one time, and no offense, Kristen, my sister, I'm not picking on you or anything, but one time my sister told my classmates my exact weight, and that's the only reason I remember how much I weighed. In fifth grade, I was 165 pounds. And I remember being extremely embarrassed, but um, it was difficult. And I'm sure it was difficult for my sister having the fat girl as her sister, and I'm sure it was difficult for my mother having a fat daughter. Um, I was adopted when I was 3 years old, about actually 2 years old, and I was taken out of a bad situation. And I know that family that's listening to this may have different opinions, or I don't want anybody to be offended, but the people that were raising me when I was born, my birth parents, were negligent and did not take care of my sister and I properly. And my sister was just she's a year younger than me. I was the oldest, but up to that point, I had not ever been breastfed or given proper like formula or anything that you would give a baby. I did for the first 6 months of my life when my birth mother was living with my grandmother, whom I am still close to. But after she ran away with me and we lived on the beach and we were very transient, I did not receive proper nutrition for an infant. And I ate things like fast food, and I ate things like pizza, and I ate whatever I could get. And because they were poor, they probably couldn't afford anything for me, so I was eating their scraps basically. And I was also using my cute little charm as a baby to get food as well. So I had no fear of strangers asking for food, cookies, candy, anything. And I was just the most adorable little baby. But believe it or not, I'm actually a natural blonde, and I had little blonde curls all over my head, and I was tanned from living on the beach and in that Laguna Beach, and I was just the cutest little thing. But when I was adopted, the first thing my mother noticed was that I was choking on pizza. I was eating it so fast, I was choking on the cheese, and I would look panicked or scared if we were sitting at the dinner table and the seconds and the big helpings were on the table and people reached for seconds, I looked scared, and I did feel scared. I felt like I wasn't going to get my more food, and I always was worried. I remember having that panic feeling as a kid, worrying, I need to get more food, I need to eat more. And that feeling just stayed inside of me for a long time, and it became, how much food can I possibly eat? And when I began cooking for myself, which I started doing that at a pretty young age, about 8 or 9 years old, I started making myself 4 egg omelets filled with so much cheese. You wouldn't even believe the amount of cheese my sister and I, particularly me, I could go through in a week. And I ate lots and lots of cheese, lots and lots of tortillas, eggs, everything that I could possibly eat. And then I'd go to school, and I was too embarrassed sometimes to eat at school, but once in a while I would eat there, but most of the time I would try to go without. And then I would come home and I would stuff myself with 4 cheese quesadillas, up to 4 cheese quesadillas, or I'd make my own grilled cheese sandwiches with lots and lots of butter, and just nothing that was healthy, nothing that had nutrients of any kind. I didn't go for the vegetables or anything. And then I would make dinner because my mother was a flight attendant, so she was gone a lot of the times. And I would make what I knew how to make, which was frozen vegetables, potatoes, uh, biscuits, Bisquick biscuits, things like that, stovetop stuffing, um, nothing with any real value. And I certainly had never heard of organic food or anything of that kind. Um, when then we would eat like our meat, steak, chicken, game hens, things like that. We didn't really eat much seafood in my house. Anyway, so um, uh, that's how I fed myself and gorged myself. And then I started sneaking food a lot. I snuck a lot of food. I ate as much as I could. And then I started eating big school lunches. When I moved to Texas, they had chicken fried steak for lunches and things like that. And I just had the worst eating habits. As I grew older, I became interested in healthy food, and I liked healthy food, but I never really got control of the panic feeling. I still, when I went to restaurants, I still today, if I go to a restaurant, I'm worried about getting the biggest portion size that there is. I mean, I'm not going to go and order something really dainty, and then I worry if I did order something too dainty, I better order something else just in case that doesn't fill me up. So sometimes I'll order 2 or 3 things just because I'm worried that I'm not going to get enough in my portion size. So I really haven't learned how to eat out efficiently and properly. I'm really good at eating at home, but I really don't know how to eat out in public without having that panic feeling. Um, and when I was a kid, I was picked on a lot by my peers, by my mother, by my sister, by anyone, because I was the biggest kid in my school, literally. I even had doctors that tell me I was too obese for them to help. So I just want you guys to know that um, everyone has their reasons why they're big. Everyone has a different story to tell, and you don't have to carry this with you the rest of your life. If you were picked on, if you were manipulated, if you were hurt, even as an adult, you just got to stop the records, stop the tapes, and make peace with yourself. Learn to love yourself, and if you have bad habits, just learn new habits, replace those habits. And it's a difficult process, and it's going to be emotional and lengthy for a lot of people. I don't believe that anyone that has to lose over 100 pounds is without emotional struggle. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you guys, and you guys are more than welcome to write me and tell me your story, and we can talk. But I think that we can all do this if you just have patience with yourself and understanding. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Of course, there's more to it, but my time is always kind of consolidated to 10 minutes or less. So I'm signing off. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful week with your exercise and staying on top of your healthy diet. Thank you.